Welcome back, everybody. This morning, we're going to talk about a subject that you probably thought you'd never touch on personally, whether us or you, and that is, what are your legal rights when it comes to being contacted by a debt collector? Well, we're happy to have on Brad Davidzik from Jeffrey Friedman Attorneys to talk about this and to take your calls now at 644-9840. Brad, it's nice to have you here.
Good morning, Linda. How are you?
And as I say, because people have lost jobs, through different reasons, a lot with no fault of their own, they can't pay the bill, and now we have debt collectors calling, and sometimes they're a little unscrupulous. Absolutely. It's important to note right off the bat that debt collectors do have a right to contact someone and try to collect the debt. Certainly. It's important that they have to do it legally. Yes. They have to follow the law, federal law, and it's important. And everyone probably knows someone who's being contacted by a debt collector. They may owe the debt, they may not. With technology nowadays, it's very easy to get information, social security numbers on the internet. It's very important that you know your rights. Are they going to talk to you directly if you owe the money? Can they call on behalf of a family member who they say owes money, or a spouse? They have to contact the person who owes the money. They can call family members in a very limited sense. They can call to find contact information. They're not supposed to talk to anyone about your debt. They're not supposed to disclose that you owe a debt. So essentially what they can do is they can call up and say, do you know Linda's telephone number or her address? They're not supposed to say, I'm calling because Linda owes a debt. I'm calling from this debt collection agency and we're trying to get money from her. So they can take limited steps to try to find out where you are, but they're only supposed to be talking about the debt to the person who owes the debt. That's interesting. So you can hang up. Absolutely. All right, that's good to know. It's also interesting to know that the Federal Trade Commission receives more consumer complaints on this than any other agency
any other industry. That's right.
That's amazing. So Brad, if people out there admit that they owe money, but they're getting pursued by debt collectors, how do you come into it, and why should people come to you and the Jeffrey Friedman firm? What we can do is we can sit down with someone and find out what exactly happened and find out if the debt collectors crossed the line. Many debt collectors will take reasonable steps to comply with the law, Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. Some will cross the line accidentally. They could still be held accountable even if it's accidental. Some will cross the line intentionally because they have clients to answer to and they're just trying to get as much money as they can. So we could sit down, analyze the situation, and see where they want to follow of the federal law. Fred, what do you hear a lot as far as the people who cross the line? What kinds of things are they saying to the public? There's essentially two types. There's the extreme situations where you have someone who's actually telling someone they're going to go to jail if they don't pay their debt, that they're going to come after them. There's a sheriff in town and the sheriff will be at your door within hours. Settle this case now or the sheriff will be at your door. Frightening stuff for anybody. Threatening, harassing, calling somebody a deadbeat, stuff that's just uncalled for. They have to do it in a civil manner, respectful manner, a dignified manner. So that's one extreme, just outright harassment. And then there's the technical violations, which is more along the lines of communicating the debt to a third party, calling you at your employer after you've told them, I can't take calls at work. It's inconvenient for me. Do not call me at work. Not giving you the proper notices, not identifying themselves as a debt collector in each call. Technical violations. So there's the two. There's the outright harassment, and then there's technical violations. The debt collector can be held responsible for either violation. Is your office busy with this kind of work? Absolutely. And that's why we need you. When should people contact you? As early as possible. Okay. The minute they're contacted by a debt collector and they think that the debt collector has crossed the line in any way, if they feel emotionally distressed after they get off the phone, if they're crying, give us a call. They shouldn't be feeling that. It should be a straight up, legit conversation. They shouldn't be making people feel distressed, guilty. It shouldn't be like that. All right, please get in touch with people like Brad from Jeffrey Friedman, because these people know the law and they can help you. Don't feel like a victim. Yes, you do have to pay your bills, but there is a legal way for people to contact you to make sure those debts are paid. These folks at Jeffrey Friedman can give you everything you need to know about your rights when it comes to this law. You can call them toll-free at 1-800-343-8537 or log on to jeffreyfriedman.com.